candidates, if they have the hiring manager's email address, to go ahead and send a thank you email. I know personally as a hiring manager, I do appreciate receiving those notes. I encourage making the note sincere. If there was a piece of information you learned that you found really interesting, or even if you potentially had a follow-up question about something that was specifically shared in the interview, don't hesitate to include that in the thank you email. The biggest mistake I see candidates making on resumes is failing to highlight their accomplishments or results. It's really critical that for every professional or academic experience that you list on the resume, it's clear to the hiring manager or recruiter what you accomplished in the role. For example, if you discuss a project that you completed, what was the result of the project? Did it result in 10% cost savings? Did it improve customer satisfaction? You want to ensure that your resume clearly highlights what you accomplished in your experiences. My best tip for making interview nerves disappear is to take at least 30 minutes to an hour prior to the interview and not think about the interview at all. I personally like to get a book, usually a fiction book, and just read. It really helps take my mind off of the upcoming interview, really focuses me to think about something else, and just helps the nerves disappear. I've found if I take all the way up until the interview itself, preparing and rehearsing my answers, my nerve level just continues to increase leading up to the interview. Candidates should stop immediately starting to answer the question after it's been asked. I found it's really important to take a moment after the question's been asked to verify that you fully understood and heard the question. I've had several instances as a hiring manager where the candidate immediately started answering the question and actually answered the wrong question. So taking that short moment right after the question's been asked to verify you heard everything and understood it is really important. And also, don't hesitate to ask the interviewer to repeat the question. That's completely acceptable. My number one piece of advice to give to candidates is to set aside a sufficient amount of time to prepare for your interview. And preparing for your interview should involve researching the company, taking the time practicing the STAR method for all of your answers, as well as preparing a list of questions that you plan to ask at the end of the interview. Giving yourself enough time to prepare also helps reduce the level of nerves that you'll experience leading up to the interview.